Straight ahead on 12 News, the relief that's expected soon for downtown Robbinsdale. Plus, a big unknown etched into Minnesota history. What the Jacob Wetterling case has done for other missing children. But first, coming soon, a new look, a new slogan, and perhaps a new way of experiencing a city. 12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. Brooklyn Park will soon come with a whole new look.
The city officials met today to talk about implementing a rebranding campaign. And as Sonia Goins explains, the idea is to show off the very best of Brooklyn Park.
I think a lot of people think that it's just kind of a sketchy place, I guess.
That's not what city officials want people to think when they hear the name Brooklyn Park.
If you drive through it, you know it's not.
Last year, the city hired a public relations firm to help improve its image.
We're trying to get people to come back, take a second look at us, look at things, how things have changed.
This was the former theme for Brooklyn Park, and this is the new slogan: unique, united, and undiscovered.
I like it because there's a lot in Brooklyn Park. There's a lot of things that's going on that people don't know about.
I guess. I like it.
The city also wants to show off its diverse population.
Our city looks like what the U.S. will look like in 20 years, so we're actually ahead of everyone else. And so we're trying to be trendsetters.
And speaking about undiscovered, some residents say there are a lot of hidden gems.
I think just the different variety of parks, and it's really all over the city too, so it's not just kind of in one area.
Yeah, there's a lot of variety in the restaurants. There's all sorts of different types of food you can eat.
The logo is also getting a new look. The new version is bold and modern, but it might take some getting used to.
I don't know, I like the old one.
You like the old one? How come?
Maybe because I'm used to it.
I probably prefer the old one.
How come?
Just because I'm used to it.
The logo could be transformed onto T-shirts and the water tower.
I think it's good. It's like really big, the name, so that it's a lot easier to see what it is.
City leaders met this morning to talk about implementing the plan. They say they're going to start small by making changes to letterhead. City leaders say they've got a lot to be proud of, so they don't feel too bad about tooting their own horn.
We're known nationally for how we do things, and so we think that is worth bragging about in some ways.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
The branding campaign cost about $150,000. However, the change to the city logo didn't cost anything. They got that part for free.
A former Boston Scientific employee is accused of stealing internal computer files and using them to develop a medical device for his own personal gain. 47-year-old Aaron Keogh of Maple Grove was indicted on 14 counts of wire fraud and theft of trade secrets. The indictment says the longtime engineer tried to recruit investors for a new company he called Snowflake Medical. It alleges he planned to sell a new heart catheter device based on technology and manufacturing data owned by Boston Scientific.
Brooklyn Park police are investigating an armed robbery at the Walgreens on the city's south side. It happened just before 6 Monday evening in the 7700 block of Brooklyn Boulevard. And according to police, a woman implied she had a gun and demanded money. She got away with an undisclosed amount of cash, and police do not believe anyone else was involved. If you have any information about the robbery, you are asked to call Brooklyn Park Police.
Wednesday marks the 25th anniversary of the disappearance of Jacob Wetterling. It is a crime forever etched in many Minnesotans' memories. A quarter century later, a local organization continues to offer tips on how to keep kids safe and honor Jacob's memory. Here's Cassie Bonstrom.
It's the number one question we get.
Allison Fay says parents ask her all the time, how do I talk to my kids about safety without scaring them? She's the right person to ask. Allison was a classmate of Jacob Wetterling and has spent the last decade advocating for children's safety at the Jacob Wetterling Resource Center in Minneapolis.
You should start the conversation as young as they're able to be a target.
She recommends open lines of communication, having conversations about your child's body and what to do if they feel uncomfortable.
That you're allowed to say no to a grown-up who's asking you to break your rules. And you're allowed to say no to grown-ups who are making your gut instinct go off, that uh-oh feeling or that mixing bowl in your tummy.
She also says families should hold safety nights where all sorts of topics can be discussed.
What are our rules with our body? What are our rules about checking first? What are our rules about the internet? You know, if they're age where they're using cell phones. And it becomes a part of every other kind of safety. If you do the what if before they're ever in that problem or in that situation, they already know how they should handle it.
All the attention surrounding high-profile cases like Jacob Wetterling's and Amy Paniak of Maple Grove often makes kids nervous about strangers and bad guys. Allison says it's a good time to reassure kids that there are plenty more good people in the world than bad.
The important thing is that young people know that the grown-ups in their life love them and want them to keep them safe.
Cassie Bonstrom, 12 News.
The Jacob Wetterling Resource Center has lots more information on how to start these important conversations, and we'll put a link on our website at 12.tv.
A new hotline is set up to help provide Minnesotans with information about Ebola. The number for the Minnesota Department of Health Ebola information line is 1-800-657-3903. It'll be staffed during regular business hours Monday through Friday. Meantime, new screening procedures are now in place for everyone coming into the United States from the 3 West African countries at the center of the Ebola outbreak. Travelers will be screened for Ebola symptoms at one of 5 main U.S. airports.
More than a month after a water main break flooded streets in downtown Robbinsdale, crews hope to have all the work completed by Saturday. Right now, crews are finishing up the work to refill the hole caused by the water main break near County Road 9 and Highway 100. The road paving is expected to happen by the end of the week, and the City Public Works Director says the road could be finished by Saturday. The water main break on September 18th caused an estimated $350,000 worth of damage between road and pipe repairs. In Maple Grove, a full house at City Hall Monday night as 3 new police officers were sworn in. They are Timothy Condon, Aaron Valerius, and Mary Cathan. All 3 have served as community service officers with the department. They replace officers who left for other jobs or retired back in May when new retirement rules went into effect across the state. The department is now fully staffed with 66 sworn officers. Coming up, rejuvenating your fitness routine. We'll show you one gym option often overlooked.
Then later in sports, the Park Center girls soccer team gets set for its first trip to the state tournament.
But first, the clouds increase. There's a good chance for showers late Wednesday night. The gym can be an intimidating place if you don't know what you're doing.
The combination of free weights and exercise machines don't exactly come with instruction manuals, but they are all helpful fitness tools, of course. In today's Health Check, Elaine Cleveland shows us what people can do with a ViPR bar.
Today we're going to start with a push press.
A workout at the gym can involve a number of different things.
You're going to sink into a nice low squat and use the momentum of your legs to drive the weight overhead.
For personal trainer Dan Larson,
standing tall, you got it, and repeat.
His tool of choice for this workout workshop at Lifetime Fitness is the ViPR bar.
This is a ViPR bar. It's Vitality Performance Reconditioning. It basically speaks to its multi-use capability.
The ViPR bar is probably not the first thing that the average person looks for when they first walk into a gym.
It's essentially a giant rubber tube with some handles on it.
But fear of the unknown shouldn't prevent people from avoiding it entirely.
Let's go one more on each leg.
After all, with a variety of equipment here, nobody walks in as an expert.
And that's why we try to provide as much education for the members as we can, is to avoid, somebody coming in doing something incorrectly, injuring themselves, and then having potentially a major setback in their fitness goals.
Larson says any fitness goal should involve resistance training.
First, you will hinge forward into that deadlift position.
Which is why he says the ViPR bar is a good tool because it provides a break from the normal routine.
When people come in and do the same thing day in and day out, they might get bored with the routine.
This morning in Plymouth,
we're going to do a lunge with an uppercut.
Larson ran through a series of ViPR exercises to showcase its functionality.
Push up down to the ViPR bar,
which include burpees with push-ups,
keeping that core nice and tight,
high plank shuffles,
body's in a straight line,
and cardio exercises such as the side shuffle.
Shuffle to one side, reach across.
Bottom line,
shuffling back.
There's a wide variety of things to do with a piece of equipment that isn't always utilized.
That's why we hold these workshops. We want to say, hey, we've got this fun piece of equipment. Come in, let's show you some movements to do with it, so that way they can come in on their own and go through those movements and feel confident.
In Plymouth, Elaine Cleveland, 12 News.
In fact, Lifetime Fitness will host ViPR bar workshops all across the Twin Cities this Saturday at 10 a.m. And for more information on ViPR workouts that you can do on your own, we have some information on our website, 12.tv. Coming up, celebrating Halloween in the heart of the woods in Maple Grove.
But first in sports, everything is clicking for the Wayzata boys soccer team as they prepare for the state tournament. Jay Wilcox has a state tournament soccer preview up next.
Playoff time is here, and little school history is being made for one local soccer team.
That's right, and their school's been open for a while now, so this is pretty noteworthy. It's state tournament week in soccer, and for the first time ever, that tournament will include the Park Center girls team. The Pirates make their tournament debut Wednesday in the Class A quarterfinals against Albert Lee. Park Center beat playoff nemesis Totino Grace to claim the Section 5A title last week after some near misses in recent seasons. It's a good feeling to still be playing this late in the season.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, we deserve it. We've worked really hard this season, and just knowing that we get to go a week or two later than everybody else is a really good feeling.
It's a good feeling to come out here, and it's a beautiful day, and that we're still alive in the state tournament, and that we're out here to practice, and not just to do our season-ending stuff and do evaluations and stuff like that, but that we're out here for a purpose, and purpose is to hopefully, win our next game and take one game at a time.
Park Center received the number 3 seed for the tournament. First opponent Albert Lee is unseeded. Park Center plays in the tough Northwest Suburban Conference against mostly Class AA teams, and they say that has them well prepared for the state tournament.
Good chance.
Blaine, Maple Grove, and Centennial were our only 3 losses, and we beat Armstrong, which was before that, undefeated. And so we were really proud of that, and I think it prepares us by playing harder teams. It's kind of like in school doing harder homework than the test is.
Park Center and Albert Lee play at 7:30 Wednesday night at Park High School in Cottage Grove, and you can see the game Thursday night at 7 on Channel 12 and 12.tv. Well, it's not the very first time Wayzata's boys soccer team will make its first state appearance since 2009. The Trojans are the 4th seed for the Class AA tournament behind 3 unbeaten teams. They punched their ticket to state by beating St. Louis Park 4-2 in the Section 6AA championship game. It's a team that's playing well together.
Looking to get across here.
This year, we're all best friends. Our team chemistry is amazing. We're like a puzzle right now. We're fit all together. All the pieces are fitting great. So that's what's working for us.
We played pretty well through the back. Troy had a couple good games, come up with some big saves. Our back line's been playing well all year. And then through the forwards, Clay stepped up, had a couple good goals against St. Louis Park, and just playing through, we're playing well.
While Wayzata and other teams spend their season getting prepared to face certain opponents in section play, it's a little different when you reach the state tournament. The Trojans are learning as much as they can about 5th seed Rochester John Marshall, their quarterfinal opponent.
We don't know a whole heck of a lot. Typically in the past, we usually play a Rochester school here and there, but we haven't in a few years. They do have an all-state forward that's gotten most of their goals. I think he has 18 goals and 12 assists, so obviously we'll have to be aware of him. But we need to stick with what we do best and just do what we've been working on all season long.
Wayzata and John Marshall meet Wednesday night at 7:30 at Chisago Lakes High School. Maple Grove faces Rosemount in the AA quarterfinals Tuesday at 5:30 at Osseo. Breck's football team opens the playoffs Tuesday night when they host Minneapolis Patrick Henry. On this week's Sports Jam show, we profile Mustang senior Kwaku Bodom. Here's a bit of that story.
Base side counter red right here.
Bodom's finishing his 4th year with the Breck varsity and earned all conference honors the past 2 seasons. He entered the Mustangs' last regular season game as their leading tackler by far and had an interception return for a touchdown earlier this season. He's a very good football player who brings more to the table than just skill.
I'd say I'm best at tackling, but I'm also really good at rallying the teammates when we make mistakes.
Kwaku's one of those cornerstone kind of guys that you can count on each and every week. And this year, he's really reaching his potential as a leader. He's always been a good football player, but as a leader, he's really taken these younger kids under his wing.
Catch the rest of the Kwaku Bodom story and much more on Sports Jam. It airs through Wednesday at 3:30, 6:30, and 9:30 on Channel 12. And first round of football playoffs Tuesday night, so we'll have highlights from Breck's game as well as Park Center's game.
All right, thanks a lot, Jay. In Brooklyn Center, voters will choose between 3 candidates running for 2 positions on the City Council.
And today we hear from 2 of those candidates. Randy Christensen is a Planning Commission member focusing on making Brooklyn Center a destination city with more jobs and restaurants. Dan Ryan is the only incumbent incumbent in the race. He highlights redevelopment and a drop in crime.
My name is Dan Ryan, candidate for re-election to the Brooklyn Center City Council. My priorities for Brooklyn Center are redevelopment, improving the neighborhoods, and public safety. In just 4 years, there has been tremendous growth in Brooklyn Center. Redeveloping Brookdale, the FBI headquarters, and 5 new Luther auto dealerships, adding millions of dollars to our tax base. The city protected the neighborhoods from the effects of foreclosures by removing blight. We sold 120 vacant houses as owner-occupied homes, preserving home ownership. Crime is the lowest it's been in Brooklyn Center in 20 years. I offer experience and a record of achievement. Please vote for me, Dan Ryan, on November 4th for the Brooklyn Center City Council. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Randy Christensen, and I'm running for Brooklyn Center City Council. I was born and raised in Brooklyn Center and have lived here for 42 years of my life. My hope is to bring this city I grew up in forward to the city I remember, a destination city with more great jobs, shops, and restaurants. As a Planning Commission Vice Chair, I know we have many opportunities and opportunity sites for businesses and residents alike. We need to focus on involvement from more businesses, developers, and residents that have a vision and are willing to help us get there. I value input from the residents, staff, and professionals, as that is important to the success of the entire city. I'm Randy Christensen, and I'll appreciate your vote on November 4th.
And on Wednesday, we will hear from April Graves, who is also running for Brooklyn Center City Council. Well, still ahead, Halloween celebrated with nature.
We'll take you to the Big Woods Halloween up next.
Finally, what does the fox say?
Apparently, he says, come to the Big Woods Halloween this Saturday from 10 until 3. I'm not going to sing. At the Eastman Nature Center in Maple Grove. The event includes costumed animals, a scavenger hunt, lots of games, including pumpkin bowling, and plenty of treats. There is even something called the Gross Out Grotto, a way to feel weird bugs and even eat one if you dare. You can also see a live great horned owl. Reservations are highly recommended. Just call the Three Rivers Park District. Their number there, 763-559-6700. And if you pre-register, it's $5 for adults. Children 2 and up are $7. Now we're going to have What Does a Fox Say song in our mind, right?
Plus, I'm thinking about the Gross Out Grotto.
Yeah, exactly.
Eating bugs?
If you dare.
If you dare.
If you dare is the key word.
Yeah.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. Community Corner is up next. See you tomorrow.